Well, here comes C.W. Scott, and it's time to find out who the new head of corporate security is. Well, C.W. Scott seems awful proud of himself. He seems confident in whoever this man is.
Come on, Mr. Chris.
And here comes Jake Christ.
Introducing first, fighting out of Dayton, Ohio, representing Ohio Explorer Killers, Jake Christ. You ready to have your ass handed to you, boy? Go ahead and bring out his opponent. Here he is. Mr. Hall.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he just say who I think he said? He did! Oh, man. This is the new head of corporate security? The silverback Chris Hall? And he goes right after Jake Christ. And this matchup is underway. Oh, and C.W. Scott, he just pulled an ace out of his sleeve with this one. This behemoth, Chris Hall, is the new head of corporate security. Oh, now Jake Christ goes off the ropes. Suicide dive right on top of Chris Hall. Oh, and this Chris Hall, what a dangerous individual he is. Oh, big cross body. 2. And Chris Hall kicks out. Well, Chris Hall may be dangerous, but so is Jake Christ. Huge spine buster by the big man. We haven't seen Chris Hall in quite a while here in Rockstar Pro. Last time we saw him, he was teaming up with Black Jaws. Oh, big shot by Chris Hall, and Jake Christ goes flying into the guardrail all the way outside the ring. As C.W. Scott directs traffic, leads the way for Chris Hall. Oh, and now C.W. Scott and Chris Hall shake hands. Now you have to wonder how much C.W. Scott is paying this man to be his new head of corporate security. As we know, he paid Big Jim quite a pretty penny. And from what I hear, this new guy, Chris Hall, is getting paid that much more. Chris Hall now has Jake Christ, slams him face first into the top turnbuckle. As Hall now goes to the middle rope, what's he going for here? Whoa, big superplex takes him all the way from the ring apron into the center of the ring. Wow, what a feat of strength there from the big man. Hall now with the cover, but Chris kicks out. Oh, now Chris Hall getting in the face of the referee here. And now Hall continues to work on Jake Christ. Big body slam. And he has Chris down. Hall now Sets up Jake Christ. What's he going for here? Goes for the big elbow drop, but Jake Christ evades. Rockstar Nation getting behind Jake Christ as Chris comes back with a big chop on Chris Hall. Now Jake Christ, for months he's been battling C.W. Scott and Big Jim, the former head of security for C.W. Scott. And now the battle continues with his new head of security. And if Jake Christ can somehow, some way pick up a victory in this matchup, then next week on Amped, Jake Christ will face C.W. Scott in a lumberjack match. But right now, it's not looking too good for Jake Christ as Hall goes for a cover. But Jake Christ grabs the bottom rope, as the veteran Jake Christ always knows where he is in that ring. Oh, now Chris Hall trying to rip off the shirt of Jake Christ, and he exposes that chest for one of those vicious chops. Oh, and now these two exchanging strikes in the center of the ring. Jake Christ standing toe-to-toe with the big man. But it's Hall that gets the better end of it. And you know C.W. Scott, as much as he's paying Chris Hall right now, he'll pay him a big bonus if he can stop Jake Christ from getting that lumberjack matchup with C.W. Scott next week on Amped. You know that's the last thing that Scott wants right here tonight. As Hall has Jake Christ up. All the way up. Big gorilla press from the big man. Oh, and a huge chop takes Chris down. Hall with the cover, but Chris stays alive. And C.W. Scott can't believe it. Getting into the face of the official here. But the ref says it was only two. As Chris now to the top. Boot right to the jaw of Hall. Ducks a clothesline, and a leaping forearm drops the big man. Chris now, oh, beautifully done. As he drops the throat of the big man into that middle rope. Big boot right into the side of the face of Hall. Jake Christ, oh, can he get the big man up? Copy of the NWO DVD. Wow, this could be all. Lateral press, 2. Wait a minute, was that 2 or 3? Referee says it was only a 2. Much to the dismay of the Rockstar Nation. Wow, I might have to side with the fans in attendance here. That looked like 3. Wait a minute, Hall has Chris up. Oh, there it is. The F5. He has it covered, 2. Oh, but Chris kicks out. That F5 not enough to put away Jake Christ. That's the same move that's put away so many of Chris Hall's opponents throughout his career. Chris, though, coming back, super kick, and there's another spinning kick. Chris has him, and he's got him. Shoulders are down. 2. Oh, but Hall just barely kicks out. I'm not even sure if Chris Hall kicked out of that or if the momentum just flung him over on the other side of the pin. Chris now, backslide, shoulders down, 2, 3, that's all.
Your winner via pinfall, Jake Christ.
And Jake Christ picks up the victory. victory. And there's a super kick. Icing on the cake for Jake Christ. And with that victory, Jake Christ will get his hands on C.W. Scott next week in a lumberjack match.
C.W. Scott, next week, you and I, lumberjack match. I get your ass alone for 3 minutes. You're gonna be the one regretting this one, not me, Jake. You wanna call us Ohio scum? Next week, I'm gonna show you scum when I beat you from one edge to this building to another. Me and you, next week. How about we make it 4 minutes instead of 3? Because we are alright! Alright!
Next week on Amped, make sure you are here to witness this one. The lumberjack match. Jake Christ finally gets his chance to get his hands on C.W. Scott. Wait a minute, Scott now got in the face of Chris Hall, his new head of security. And Chris Hall apparently didn't take too kindly to it.